everyone to this lesson. In this lesson, I'll be telling you all about gradient fill for shapes. So let's get started. So first, let's just go to a blank layout and then we can go to insert shapes and then pick any shape that you like. For example, a rectangle. And then you can insert it like this. And then we can center and middle align it. And then you can go to format shape and then gradient fill. So there are a lot of options here. So we'll go through them one by one. So first is preset gradients. So if you're in a rush and don't have enough time to make a gradient, you can go here and pick any gradient that you like. So let's say you like this one, so it's just ready, and then you can edit it here, which I'll tell you later. Next is the type. So first, what's happening? Okay, so first let me just go back to linear, so I can tell you what the type function is. So linear is basically a straight gradient that is like just going through a straight line, you can say. So this is linear, and then there is radial. So let me just make it black so you can better see here. So here you can see this black only. It's going through like this. So it's making radial shapes, or you can say this gradient is like a circular gradient. Yes, a circular gradient. So this here you can see it's not going like this, it's going like this, like with curves. So this is radial. Next we have rectangular, which is pretty self-explanatory. So a gradient with rectangles. So here you can see. And then we have a path. So path is basically like a rectangular but in the middle. Next, let me just go back to linear. And then we have the direction. So here you can choose any direction that you like. For example, I want the black to come from here, right here. So I can go to direction and then pick this direction. Now black is coming from here. And next we have the angle. So here you can pick the angle for your gradient. So here it gives you more flexibility for the angle of the gradient. So let me just put it somewhere like this. Perfect. Next we have gradient stops. So all these colors are editable with using gradient stops, so you can edit these. So let's say I want this gold color to be a little more visible, so I can just move it to the opposite side from where it is. So now there's a lot of gold color here, and let's say I want the black to be a little less visible, so I can just push it in the direction where it is. So now it's only a little bit of black is visible. And next we have add a gradient stop and remove a gradient stop. So if you want to add and remove a gradient stop, you can go here, you can just click on it, and a gradient stop is added, and then you can click on this, remove gradient stop, and the gradient stop is removed. So if you think it would be a little tedious to every time go to this add gradient stop and then add, you can just click anywhere on this rectangle and then a gradient stop is added, and then you can just hit delete and then it's removed. So let me remove this. Next we have the color, which is pretty self-explanatory. You can pick any color that you like. For example, gray, or gray was a bad choice, or this mustard color like this. So you can pick any color. For example, we have these three colors. We can go with this direction, and then we can choose this to be, let's say, a dark blue, and then this might be a medium kind of blue, and this can be a sky blue. So here you have made a gradient. Next we have position. So currently its position is 57, but to be equally distributed, the middle stop's position should be 50, so we can write in 50. And now they are equally spaced. And next we have the transparency. So let's say you want this dark blue to be a little more transparent. You can just go here and increase the transparency, and if I go all the way to 100, it's basically just transparent from the top, this shape. Let me just go back to 0. Next we have brightness. So if you want your color to be a little more bright, for example, you want this middle blue to be a little more bright, I don't know its name. So if you want this color to be a little more brighter, you can go here, and then you can slide this thing to the right side. And if you go all the way to 100, it will be white. And if you go all the way to minus 100, it will go black. And if you want this color to be darker, you can shift the slider to the left, and it will get darker, 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 and then black. So now you know how to make gradients in PowerPoint. In the next lesson, I'll be telling you about the picture and texture fill. So I'll meet you there.